What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and by the title and that thumbnail, I know you can tell that today we got a good one coming for you.
Give me a run for my money. There was nobody, no one that run me. So give me a run for my money. Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely, living lovely.
As y'all can tell, today I am doing a story time about my worst roommate experience at A&T. This situation just ended completely. The end of it was a month ago, so it is pretty fresh. But I need to tell y'all, some of y'all might not know what my car looks like, but this isn't my car. I'm in my mom's car. We switched cars today. Yeah, so we're eating in her car. Sorry, Mom, but we're eating in her car and we're doing this story time. But I went to Chipotle. I got an order of chips. You got to have the chips with Chipotle. And then obviously I got a bowl. I don't know how I forgot to get a fork. I got a fork from in-house. Y'all wanna know what's on my bowl? What y'all get on y'all Chipotle bowls? Let me know in the comments. I don't eat a whole lot of crazy stuff or all that extra on my Chipotle bowl. I'm low-key mad because he put way too much sour cream on my bowl. Like, look at all that sour cream. Like, what is this? For real. I got white rice, chicken, pico, lettuce, cheese, corn, sour cream. I think that's it. Oh, and queso. Got to have a queso on the bowl. Gotta be real careful with what I'm doing because I'm not in my car. And my mama will cuss me out. So, Mom, if you see a piece of lettuce, please just don't cuss me out. Like, it's for content purposes. It was an accident. Let me get this food right, and then we're gonna hop into the story time for real, y'all. I know what y'all here for. Trust. It's gonna do it every time. Let's go ahead and get into the tea. First things first, last summer, right? Me and my friend Maya were already planning to be roommates this year. The goal was to be in a 2-bedroom apartment. If y'all go to A&T or shoot any HBCU, you know housing is a racing game, like for real. When we logged on to do our housing, there were no 2 bedrooms in the buildings that we wanted to be in. So we ended up with a 3-bedroom, which was like, oh my God, a random. We're gonna be with a random, and we don't know who it is. And I'm already mad because when we went on there and we chose our rooms, I chose the wrong room, y'all. I was supposed to choose the biggest room. I chose the smallest room. Okay. So we end up getting out of school or whatever. Summer rolls around. We now know who our third roommate is. We got the email. We're just gonna call the roommate A. Okay, so I'm not calling nobody by their name. A sends me and Maya an email asking for our numbers so that we can, you know, connect and kind of talk to each other before we actually move in August. She puts us in a group chat. She's telling us how excited she is, blah, blah, blah. Me and Maya are older than her. Me and Maya were juniors. She was just leaving out of her freshman year, so she was a rising sophomore. I'm absolutely going to give you a chance because I've always been the youngest person, but the most mature person, the person that don't act my age. Anybody who knows me will tell you, Khia don't act her age as far as maturity level. Like, who's to say that she's not the same way? You know, we talking to her, we communicating throughout the summer. This is my second apartment through A&T, okay? So I was in an apartment the year before, and in that apartment, I was the youngest one there. It was the same situation. I was living with juniors. I was a sophomore. She moved in the day before me and Maya did. When we got there, her mom was staying there. And it was already like, oh. Brad, I don't know anybody's situation, so I just try not to judge and just stay in my own space because, again, I still don't know you. When I moved in, she had stuff in every cabinet space. I mean, in the pantry, it was full. In the cabinets, she had her stuff like spaced out. If you go to school, you know that with your roommates, you have to accommodate and make sure that everybody has equal amount of space. That is not what happened. You know, obviously stuff had to get moved around. So when she came in while I was going through the pantry, we had that conversation like, do you mind if I move your seasonings or whatever over here? And I literally think her seasonings was the only thing that I moved at the time. Because she's like, oh yeah, move whatever you need to move, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool, we on the same page. I'm supposed to be eating. How do y'all do mukbangs and talk? Like, hello? My food gonna be ice cold by the time I finish this story. Fast forward, I can't remember exactly the timeline, but we maybe had been moved in. It was Memorial Day. I be getting Memorial Day and Labor Day confused. Which is in May and which is in September. Whichever one is in September is when this happened. The next situation I'm about to tell y'all about. We were out of school for this holiday, and I'm in Winston at my family's house, and I get a text to the group chat. I'm actually gonna go to the group chat so I can tell y'all exactly what it said. Okay, September 2nd is when this happened. She texted in the group chat and said, "I'm gonna apologize in advance. My friend closed the door and locked me out when she was leaving, and I was taking out my trash, so I had to bust in it. I can pay for the damages, but my phone and my Aggie one was in the room, so I couldn't get in." You had to do what? My jaw was on the floor. What do you mean you had to bust in? Y'all, those doors are heavy. Like, and to get in them, you have to swipe your Aggie one. Like, it's not like it's a key or a lock that you can... I can't even explain it. Those doors are heavy metal, okay? So I'm not gonna read all of these messages. I literally didn't respond to any message. All I said was, roll my TV into my room. Maya had asked her, like, is the door off the hinges? And she said yes. I'm just imagining in my head while I'm sitting at this event with my family, at this function with my family, my front door is laying flat on the ground and I got a 55-inch TV in the living. Absolutely not. So I got up and I dipped. I left because I went back to that apartment. I'm locking my room up. I'm getting the stuff I need. What do you mean? It's a holiday. So imagine how hard it is to get in contact with maintenance right now. This door is not getting fixed tonight. So I went back to Greensboro. When I got there, she was trying to, like, you know, have conversation with me, and it was just like something didn't make sense to me, you know? It's just like, other people live in this complex. You could have asked to use somebody's phone. You could have walked to the housing office. You could have went to the campus police. Like, there was so many other options besides kicking our front door down, because now I can't stay here. Now it's an inconvenience to me and Maya. Maya still lives in Winston. I live in Greensboro. Now we're having to commute from home because we aren't comfortable staying in this apartment. And it's just like, come on, dude. Me and Maya were at home for about a week because we were leaving it up to her to get in contact with maintenance and get our door fixed. And so after a week, it was like, all right, bro, like, come on, bro, somebody ain't telling the whole truth, because how has maintenance, this is an emergency, we don't have a front door. So I get on the phone with maintenance or whatever, I call maintenance and I'm like, yeah, my roommate has put in an emergency maintenance request to get our front door fixed because our door is broken and it doesn't close. They looking it up and they're like, we don't have a maintenance request. You don't have a what? All right, so where are the cameras at? I know I'm getting pranked now. Who is pranking me? This is not real. This is a joke. I still to this day don't know if that part is true, because she was always adamant that she did put in maintenance request or whatever. So maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But in that moment, I was livid. I get a call from campus PD. Can you meet me at your apartment now? And I'm like, absolutely, I'm on the way. Probably at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. He's looking at the door like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, what? He's asking me what happened, and I can only tell him what she's told me. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Am I tripping? I feel like somebody busted in that door looking for her and she took the fall from me. And I'm going to tell you why. Just hold on. We're going to get to that part of the story. And I'm 5'3". She was probably maybe 5'5" and had less meat on her bones. Like, she's not a big girl at all. We're standing inside of the apartment and she's there. Immediately just starts explaining to the officer what happened. The same story that she told me. Even the officer was looking at her like, you kicked this door down? So he files the report. He's like, I'm gonna get somebody out here tonight to come at least secure the door for tonight, and then they need to come actually fix it and replace the frame tomorrow. I still didn't stay there that night. After about 2-3 days, they ended up sending somebody out there. That's what happened with the door. But from that point forward, it was just like, all right, bro, like, now I got to keep my eyes peeled. I feel played with at this point. Like, my front door was kicked in. And then I also don't feel like the story I'm being told is the whole truth as to how it got kicked in. I ended up saying, like, sending in the group chat, like, yeah, we should all sit down and have a conversation just so we can get an understanding. Because I've heard your apology, but I need you to also be able to understand why that was so inconvenient and inconsiderate about the other people that you live with, you know? We're getting all the apologies. We're getting all the I'm sorries. I take full accountability, everything. Y'all have to forgive me. I'm low-key bad at telling stories because I really be wanting you to know every little detail. After that, I can't really remember the timeline of stuff, but I can just tell y'all different situations that happened. When we first moved in, she didn't have a boyfriend. or so she told us. And then eventually we started seeing the same young man in and out of the apartment. But I mind my business. Like, you grown, do you. I ain't clocking nobody tea. I ain't, do you, baby. Because if I, yeah, everybody better mind their business. Where it started to become an issue was that they started to live like it was only a shared apartment between the two of them. And he not on this lease. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock during the weekday, and y'all out here like laid up on the couch and feet kicked up. It just became really overbearing after some time, because it's like, okay, like I'm saying, y'all in my space too much. Keep him in your room, you know? I really shouldn't even know he's here unless he's walking out. We would see him like multiple times a week, but he was coming with a book bag. Like, we knew that he was coming and leaving type at first. But on top of that, at 1, 2 in the morning, don't matter what day of the week it is, she got a house full of people in the living room. My room and Maya's room are both connected to the living room. A's room is kind of down like a slight hallway, so her bedroom door isn't sitting in the living room. If you're in the living room, me and Maya both can hear you, okay? It's anti-housing. These walls is paper thin. I can hear y'all. And you're not being, like, you and your guests don't have a respectable noise level. I walk in the door and I'm having to step over people's legs just to get in my room. Like, I'm coming in and I just want to lay down and go to sleep. Y'all in there doing karaoke, singing Let It Go to the top of y'all lungs, playing games, just doing a whole lot of screaming, yelling, drunk and high. Like, having a good time, but it's like, come on, bro, you don't live by yourself. So now it's just disrespectful. I came in my room ready to put my pajamas on, take my shower, and rub my feet together in this bed, but I can't do that. I can't even hear my thoughts as loud as y'all being. The friend situation was a recurring thing, and the boyfriend thing, I ultimately ended up saying something. I really hate to be that person, because I really feel like I'm a cool person to live with, be around. I don't be in your space. I don't bother you. I be in my space, minding my business, and when I see you, I speak. I'm respecting the fact that I don't live alone. And it's just like, once I don't feel that in return, like, I have to speak on it, because I can't keep living like this. And it's one thing for me to be dealing with it and never address you about it, but once I've addressed you about it and you do it after that, it's like, oh no, this is disrespectful. We ended up having another conversation about that. Same thing. I understand. I'm sorry. I apologize. And also, she was selling like plates and stuff. Like, she had a little hustle, and it's like, yeah, by all means, girl, get your money. Okay, get your money however you got to get your money. I ain't never stopping no grind. But when I'm sitting in my living room and I get a knock on my front door and in comes 10, 15 people lined up in my kitchen waiting on you to hand them a plate, girl, this is not the projects. We are not doing that. You need to tell them folks meet you in a parking lot. Like, they really don't even need to be coming to knock on my door every 2 seconds. Like, this is just invasive. You don't live by yourself, and it's a bunch of randoms. And it's like, I also don't know what happened to my front door for real. So you having all these randoms coming in here and they seeing a 60-inch TV sitting in the living room and the nice decor, and no. I don't live in a party house. Don't get me wrong, I'll go have me a good time, but I don't want to live at the party. You get what I'm saying? I want to go to the party, and then I want to go to my safe space. I can't go to my safe space if I go to my safe space and you having a party. Like, what? This is not the after party. This ain't that. Y'all, let me take a couple bites, because I'm just chatting. Now, fast forward again. Here's another situation. Everybody had brought their own utensils. Their own, well, not utensils. Everybody had brought their own pots and pans. I had my set, Maya had hers. And I thought, oh, I said the name, and I thought A had hers. I don't really cook like that. I really don't. Like, you know, Maya will cook, but A, oh my God, every single day. I don't have any food allergies, but it's still just like common courtesy. If you're gonna use somebody's belongings, the right thing to do is ask. Me and Maya come out of our rooms one day. We look over there in A's drying rack, and Maya's cast iron skillet is over there. And not no cast iron. And Maya flips, okay? She don't flip, but she's heated. Like, come on, bro. Nobody asked me if they could use my things. Nobody did nothing. Like, you used it, washed it, and put it in your drying rack like it was yours, and you asked absolutely nobody. Maya has that conversation with her. How many times are we gonna apologize and not change anything? I know that some of my things were getting used as well, but I could never catch her in the act of it. Maya caught her in the act. Like I just said, I don't cook a lot. I randomly want to get up and make me something to eat in the morning and my pot wet. Like, I got water droplets on the inside because it's been cleaned. I didn't clean it because I didn't use it. I didn't catch her. I was hoping I would catch her one day, but she was able until the very end to say that the only person's pot that she used, it was one time, and it was Maya's cast iron skillet. That's not true, but that's a battle that I can't win, so I ain't even gonna try to fight it, you know. The boyfriend was back, and this time he was back. We're seeing him there without her there. Felt like he didn't leave, you know. It got to that point. Now it's like you here probably 5 out of 7 days a week. Like, baby, I don't live with you. I don't live with a man, and I like to get up in my moo-moo sometimes with no bra on, with my little short shorts when I'm getting out of bed. Like, that's how I sleep. I sleep comfortably. If I want to get up and go get me a bottle of water out of the refrigerator, I can't even do that peacefully because there's always a man here, and I never know when I'm gonna run into him. She ended up sending us a text. I can't remember exactly like what sparked it, but it was always just like little things like clean up after yourself, you're not washing your dishes. And we had a routine from the time that we first moved in. Sundays was cleaning day, and we rotate out whose Sunday it is. Deep clean is what I mean. I don't mean no spot cleaning, because we do that throughout the week. You pick up after yourself. The apartment should never look dirty. Everybody should know how to clean at this big overgrown age, for real. We would come in after her Sunday, and it's like, nobody has cleaned in here, you know. Would be correcting her, or, you know, nicely asking her different things, because like everybody's still playing it cool up until this point. We all know that there's tension in the apartment, but nobody's really speaking on it. Nobody's acting on it. Well, Maya and I aren't doing anything with any malicious intent. I would send stuff to the group chat so that it didn't feel like I was targeting her. I thought I was doing it the right way, as far as making it a general message like, hey, can we all just try to make sure that when we clean up, we also wipe down the inside of the microwave. That's just an example, but you get what I'm saying. So we get a text on a random weekend at like 10 o'clock in the morning. This is how long the freaking text was. This is all one text at 11:30 a.m. Girl, I just opened my eyes. I mean, like, my eyes is barely done peeling open. Like, it's crushed in my eyes. Why am I looking at a freaking thesis statement? I'm not gonna read the entire thing because this is too much in this conversation, but I'll summarize. She said, respectfully, I'm no longer interested in being uncomfortable where I pay to live. We don't have to be cool, but y'all can't edge me out. Some things y'all do make me feel like I can't even be out or in around in my own crib, which I don't appreciate. And I will not be tiptoeing around y'all anymore because I live here too. Tiptoeing around? Girl, you've been living how you wanted to live since you got here. Like I said, I'm not really interested in being buddies. I'm sure y'all aren't either. So let's just do our own thing and keep it like that. Y'all don't got to speak to me and vice versa. So I responded and basically just said, you know, I feel the exact same way, which I have expressed to you several times before this. You know what I mean? That door has always been open. Anytime I've had an issue, I've expressed that to you in the most respectful, nice, kind way I could see fit. And I really had been taking my time before I say things because I know how I can come off immediately, especially when I'm annoyed or aggravated. Clean up after yourself, keep the noise down, keep people out of the common areas that don't need to be in the common areas, aka you and your boyfriend cuddled up on the couch in front of my door. This is simple stuff, or so I thought. Why was this such a hard concept for you to grasp? I don't know. We kind of did start going back and forth a little bit. Why are we texting and we're in the same apartment? Let's have a conversation. Let's do that. Like, let's do that. How you want to go about it? Because the conversation has to be had. She like, yeah, tomorrow, or I think this was on like a Friday. No, this was on a Saturday. And she was like, yeah, tomorrow at 4:30, my 2 homegirls will be here, and then we can have a conversation. But, is you out your mind? They don't live here. And as soon as one of them open their mouth to say something to me, it's going to be a shut up. It's counterproductive. It's not gonna work or benefit anybody to sit down with your homegirls. Y'all have absolutely no reason to be coming to sit in my face and talk about what goes on in my house. However you want to have this conversation for you to feel comfortable, that's how we can have it. But that option with the friends is a no. If you don't want to sit down and have this conversation, I'm about to show you something. So we went to the housing department. We did. Called a meeting with all 3 of us. We sat down, we had a conversation. Us telling our story, she couldn't deny it. I had text messages, I had video and photo evidence. Girl, I don't play. I made a kill folder. Me and Maya together collectively made a kill folder. Please do not play with me, because anything that I say, I have the evidence to back it up. Don't get in this lady face and lie. Everybody can see that we have always gone about the situations the right way until the very end. I didn't blow up on you until I snapped at the very end, and now that's why we're here. Basically had let her know, like, I'm not gonna move anybody just yet. We're gonna see if y'all can work this out, and if y'all can't, or if things don't change, I'll keep saying her name, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to say her name. But A, you're gonna be removed from the unit. I don't feel like I was in the wrong at all, but teach his own. Say you felt away, and you honestly and truly did feel away about how I might have handled any situation. That was never my intent. My intent was just to get you to understand where I'm at with the situation and why what you're doing is not okay. We left out with understanding. She told us then we didn't have anything to worry about with the boyfriend. The selling plates would stop, or not stop, but you know, she'd make the accommodations to go to the cars or whatever the case may be. We're gonna continue to live together for as long as we can. We're gonna try to thug this out. We're not even done with first semester. I don't even know if we was at G-Ho yet. We're really taking it there, and we supposed to be together until May. Like, you know, but we were really trying. Still a little bit of like awkward energy in the apartment, but it's not beef. Like, I done got it off my chest, so I don't have to hold on to that no more. You know what's at stake. You know what's on the table. You know what the situation is. So whatever you choose to do from that point forward, that is your decision, baby girl. But trust me, I'm not putting up with it no more. We was cool for a couple weeks, but then we started to revert back to our old ways. Our being A, the boyfriend was still there continuously. This time, he lived there. I mean, trash bags and trash bags of his stuff was staying in that apartment. He never left. But he wasn't even an A&T student, y'all. He didn't even go to A&T. So it was just like, why are you here? There were several times that her and the boyfriend got into loud altercations, and I mean screaming matches, throwing stuff, knocking stuff over. Don't get me wrong, everybody gets into it with their mans. So the first time it happened, I was a little understanding of it, like, things happen, you couldn't have prepared for that. Whatever y'all situation was, this is how you reacted. I understand. I even asked her, like, do you need anything? Her response was no, but thank you, y'all not gonna see him no more. Asked me when he came back, y'all. The next day, with all of his stuff. I ain't judging nobody for going back, but it's still just like, why are you back here, bro? You just did a whole lot 24 hours ago. At the end of fall semester, we had a situation. There was an understanding that nobody should be using anybody's anything. Now, silverware. The silverware that was in our drawer in the kitchen, I bought it. And from the beginning, when we moved in, it was already like, you know, I don't really mind who uses the silverware. Just make sure you clean it properly and put it back. So even after the conversation, I still didn't make that a problem. Like, I knew that she was still using it, and it was like, cool. Like, that's the silverware for the apartment. A week before we were about to go on break, I had come out my room, and I looked over in the drawer to get some silverware. There was nothing. No silverware in the drawer. In her dish rack. All of my silverware, y'all. I kid you not. I'm looking at the back of this fork. I got hard, like, tomato paste and food residue all on the fork, y'all. I wanted to gag. So you know what I did? I left it there. The next day, Maya and I were deep cleaning the apartment because we about to leave, you know? So I called A out there, and I said, hey, do you mind, you know, putting your dishes up so that we don't have to, like, clean around them, you know? And we already had this conversation that we're not touching each other's things, so I'm not gonna move any of your things. I just need you to come do it. Those same forks that I saw the night before are still in that dish rack. I'm waiting to see what she gonna do with my forks, y'all. Cut her some slack. Like, maybe she just put it over there. They wouldn't be in our way because she wasn't about to wash them. She picks up the fork discreetly, like, with her nail, trying to, like, pluck the hard food off of it and put it back in the drawer. I lost it. That was the nastiest shit I have ever witnessed firsthand in my life. There's no way that you just picked up my fork, plucked your hard food off of it, and put it back in the drawer. I was so baffled that I couldn't even form any words. I take the day. I tell her, me and you need to have a conversation. Not Maya. Me and you, one-on-one. I can't tell y'all how many chances she had. And I basically let her know. I bring up the boyfriend situation, the fact that he lives there. He cannot do that anymore. He has to go. Now I'm putting my foot down. From August to December, I still to this day don't even know his name. My issue not with you. You don't live here, so I really don't have no reason to be talking to anybody's man. I'm telling her about her still not cleaning up properly. not pulling her weight in the apartment, about the arguing with her and her boyfriend. Can't take it, because I was there every time. Unless it probably did happen more times than I'm aware of. The times that I was there was probably like 3 to 4. Then at the very end, I let her know. And also, you have to stop using my silverware. I saw you earlier today discreetly pluck the food off and put it back in the drawer. And I let her know that is absolutely disgusting. That is how people get sick. I don't play like that. If you can't deal with what I'm saying now, I'm letting you know in advance, I don't have another conversation in me, and I will be going back to the housing department, and somebody has to go. Fast forward to after break. It's about the 3rd day of classes. Me and Maya pull up to the apartment. We get out. Before we even make it up the steps, we hear the arguing. They slamming doors. We get to the top of the steps. She's standing at the top of the steps with him with long faces and teary eyes, and all his 30,000 let him back because she put him out for the 30,000th time. I didn't even trip. Because I let you know right before we left for this break. I already told you what I'm going to do. I mean, within the next 10-15 minutes, I had my email and my draft ready to hit send. Went back to the housing department, and within a week, they had met with both of us, and it had been solidified that she was being evicted. We didn't get a new roommate. She just left. So it's only 2 of us now, me and Maya. By January 31st, babe was good and gone. I would never ever in my life do another random roommate again. Never ever. We're here and it's just me and Maya. The apartment has never felt more peaceful. Okay? That is my story time on my worst roommate experience at NCAT. I really don't even dislike the girl. I don't care for her. No, we aren't cool, we aren't friends, we aren't any of that. And it's not that she was a bad person. It's like we have 2 completely different ways of living, and they collided. They did not work, they did not mesh, and somebody had to go. Hopefully she's happy with her living situation now. You know, I wish her the best. Really, yeah, that's my story time, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Do y'all have any crazy roommate story times? Because I know it'd be some out there. I done watched a couple of them type story times on YouTube. And child, I might have had it easy compared to some of y'all, okay? But yeah, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm about to go in the house and actually eat this bowl. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with everybody you know. Follow me on Instagram at _KhiaNicole. That's _KhiaNicole. And as I always say, it's only up from here. We gone.
Give me a run for my money. There was nobody, no one that run me. So give me a run for my money.